From the fourth floor Mosher Lounge, it's P Talk with Paul McPherson.
Hello, welcome to P Talk. I'm your finely dressed host, Paul McPherson, and this is my co-host, the plant that lives in our dorm lounge. Dude, I wish he'd stop doing this. He's missed his intro probably about 10 times now while I've been filming this show. So, you can't get good help these days. Anyway, today's topic is social media and its effect on physical activity. I know that many of you that are watching this are on social media of some sort. In fact, an interesting stat I saw, 80% of adolescents, this is kids from aged 8 to 18, are currently on at least one form of social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. So it was interesting to me to think that social media has an effect on physical activity. When I thought about social media and exercise, I instantly thought, there's no way that social media could help with exercise. You're on your computer more, you're on your iPhone or any smartphone you have, or iPod Touch, anything. You'll be on that more because you'll be on social media. Of course, I could be wrong. So I went into research to find out if my hypothesis that social media is negative towards exercise was true. First of all, I looked at a survey I was taking by my Comm 102 class at the start of the year. There were questions asked such as, are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? And how much physical activity do you do in a week? From light activity, moderate activity, and heavy physical activity, how many days in a week you performed that type of physical activity. Anything from 1 day to 0 days to even a full week. They were asked how many they do. I decided to look into this and see how people on Facebook and people on Twitter did with their physical activity. Well, I tried to use Facebook, but since only 3% of the class was not on Facebook, I figured that was not a very valid source. So I looked at Twitter, where 78% of the class was on Twitter, and only 22% of the class was not. When I added up the amount of students that did and didn't use Twitter, and the amount of heavy activity that they did, it surprised me a little bit. When I saw the 1 to 3 day range, a little over 50% of students that use Twitter were in the heavy vigorous activity, as well as a little over 50% of the students that weren't on Twitter. So that was about the same. Then I saw a little bit of difference in the 4 to 7 day category. In a little 4 to 7 days of physical activity for students that were on Twitter, it was about 29%. It was just a slight drop off for students that didn't use Twitter, who were at 27%. Not a huge decrease, but it got me thinking a little bit. Does social media actually help with physical activity? I decided to go to the library for more research, but unfortunately, due to the recentness of this topic, there were no books or anything on this topic. So I went to the trusty old internet. First, I found an article written by Dr. Rick Nair of the UK. At the University of Ulster in the United Kingdom, a questionnaire was given to 350 students relating to how much social media they do and how much physical activity they do. When the study was finished, they realized that a little over 50% of the students considered themselves to be moderately active. And then a little over a third of the students considered themselves to be very active. However, about 12% of the students were very low when it came to their activeness. When they revealed the study, however, they realized that the more time that was spent on social media, the less time they spent with their physical activity. So lower physical activity related to more social media, which is exactly what I thought I just was wrong about in my original hypothesis. However, when I found more sources, I realized that my original hypothesis was wrong. On Discovery Fit and Health, I found an article that shows how Twitter and Facebook both promote physical activity. With pages that people can like or follow, depending on if you're on Facebook or Twitter, you can find advice or good ways to work out or to stretch or anything of that nature. It promotes physical activity and makes people want to be able to keep up with other people that they see. On Time.com, I found a research study done by Sabina Gazelle, a research assistant professor in pediatrics at Vanderbilt School of Medicine. Her and her colleagues attached pedometers to children to detect their movements. Kids aged 5 to 12 participated in the study for 12 weeks. And they realized that kids would follow what their friends did who were in their section of 4 to 6 closest friends. And with social media, they were able to check what other kids were doing. And the peer pressure actually helped kids get more involved in physical activity. And the kids that were in social media and had other friends who were doing physical activity also did the physical activities. Lastly, on Mashable, I found an article that shows 5 ways that social media helps promote good health in ways such as showing people that are going through the same problems that you are, whether it's health related or just weight related or just a struggle to get physically active. You can see other people having the same problems you are. You can talk to them and help promote each other. Or, like I said earlier, you can find pages that help you show you good ways that you can exercise or stretch, or even do like something like yoga. It helps promote good health in so many ways, and that's why I realized at the end of the study that social media, in fact, does help with physical activity. In conclusion, social media helps promote good health and physical activity in a number of ways. Whether it's pages on Facebook or Twitter helping give you good hints on what to do, or even just peer pressure from your friends on Facebook. It helps to just look on your social media page and it helps you with your physical activity. I know from personal experience, I have a group of friends that have a group page on Facebook and we let each other know when we want to go do something, whether it's play basketball or go throw a frisbee around or go ice skating. We do it because it's fun and helps us stay in good shape and hang with our friends. And I hope a lot of you here listening, whether you're parents or kids yourselves, just listen to my hints that I've helped you with. I'm Paul McPherson from the 4th Floor Moisture Lounge in Ann Arbor, Michigan. That's my co-host, The Plant. You stay classy, Ann Arbor.